In the mid-'80s, looking back on it, I thought it was time for the American Cancer Society to step up to what was going on in our greater community. We proposed a model ordinance that would initially control smoking in the workplace, public places, and all restaurants. And we attempted to get it passed by the Board of Supervisors of Contra Costa County in all the 19 cities, the same ordinance. So it took us about 6 months to accomplish this with a lot of volunteers making statements in city councils and the Board of Supervisors meetings, but we got it done. The psychosocial aspects of cancer care were always of great interest to me. I had an opportunity to develop that interest further by working as a volunteer for the American Cancer Society. We were very fortunate to have the support of the national organization to bring us one program after another. One of the early ones was I Can Cope. This was a series, educational series to patients and their families about dealing with various aspects about cancer just beyond the treatment. As you know, the American Cancer Society is the official sponsor of birthdays. We help people stay well, get well, find a cure, and fight back. And that's what I'm all about, having patients get well and stay well. Thank you from the bottom of my heart, American Cancer Society, for all you've done to support my efforts and to support all of my patients for so many years. Have a great evening for the rest of this event.
My first experience with cancer was my mother passing away on Christmas Day in 1977. I was diagnosed with testicular cancer at the age of 29. In a little over a year, it came back, and it was significant. At that time, we were told that we were not going to be able to have any more children. Ended up meeting a world-famous oncologist. Thought that I might not need this surgery at Stanford that I was supposed to have. Long story short, I did not have that surgery. My first experience for wanting to do something to give back, my wife and I went to a Relay for Life event in San Carlos. Once our son was here, I knew that I wanted to do something to give back. Thinking back to that Relay for Life event, seeing the people there, I wanted to do something. So I decided I knew how to run a golf tournament. So I thought I'd try to do a golf tournament to try to give back to and to help organizations such as the American Cancer Society and their Get Well program. I can think directly to my mom, who died at the age of 42. She did not have enough birthdays in her life. I'd like to thank the American Cancer Society for putting together an event like this. I know firsthand what it takes to do something like this, the hours involved, the people involved.
So it was the summer right before freshman year of high school, and I had been having arm pain, and no one knew what it was. The doctors thought it might have been a sports injury. So we went and I got an ultrasound, and they found masses on my kidneys. And so the next day we went to Memorial Sloan Kettering, and they did the biopsy, and they came back and they said, you have cancer, non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. What do you do with that news when you're 13? It's without question that the work that the American Cancer Society does in funding first-time researchers and the work that they do in promoting cancer awareness, indirectly helped me a great deal. We had gone through the national registry. No one was a match. And basically at that point, our doctors and the people at the registry were like, well, I don't know what to tell you. I love my mother, as everyone should. And basically when she got that news, she didn't break down, she didn't get depressed, she didn't do any of that. She said, all right, well, the next step is to run donor drives and to try to find someone that can be a match. And the idea that we could do something, not only for myself, but that could extend past my own situation and benefit others, I think is really the driving force behind the foundation. I truly would like to thank the American Cancer Society for all the work that they've done, and for every one of you for coming out to this dinner. I'd also like to dedicate this honor, this great honor, to my entire family for having been there with me throughout everything. And especially my mother. Because the strength that you gave me throughout everything is the reason is the reason that I am the man I am today.
The American Cancer Society, from my perspective as an academic for as many years as I have been, is a very important society. First of all, it gives research grants at places like Berkeley and UCSF. I have personal experience knowing how valuable those are. Secondly, as I indicated, it gives in a digestible form information for laymen. The Cancer Society has been amazingly important as an advocate for the treatment of cancer and the prevention of cancer. Think about the anti-smoking campaigns and think about how important those have been to reduce the incidence of lung cancer in our society. The society is probably the most important overall organization with regard to research, with regard to advocacy, with regard to getting people knowledgeable so they can detect it in themselves and go for medical treatment as soon as possible if they have the signs. We're all here tonight to help with all those activities of the society. And I look at you, we're all having a wonderful time. I look at you to be staunch supporters for the activities and the funding of this society.